Hello, friends. So I recently traveled to Nigeria, and the truth is, every time I travel, I love to look out of the window. I always love to sit by the window, and I always love to look out of the window because something about the clouds and the way it interacts with the whole expanse of the earth is very beautiful. Now, immediately I got to Nigeria, I knew I wanted to have a bottle of Malta Guinness. This is not advertising Guinness, but I have missed it. The next thing I did was to get into the city, find me a local barber to give me that Nigerian haircut. I've missed it a while. Then guess what? I hit the street to just check out the city. It's been a while. I lived here for more than 10 years. This is Lagos, Nigeria. I lived in Lagos, Nigeria for more than 10 years. I hustled, I busted my ass. I did all sorts. Don't ask me, but I did all sorts in this city just to survive. You know, Lagos is a beautiful place. It's the city of hustlers. Here, hustlers are made, you understand? This is the where you test your method as an entrepreneur because you are faced with all kinds of challenges, power supply, you know, difficulties with accessing credit facilities and generally capital. But again, we seem to survive and always make it through. So it's just good to always come back here. And I just didn't waste time to get in and, interact with the local people. One of the things I did was to go to under the bridge in Aja to just check out. I was actually waiting for a friend who was about to pick me up for us to go somewhere, and I just chilled. It was just good to just be in this atmosphere again. That's all I'm trying. That's all I'm trying to say. It was just good to be in this atmosphere again. It was good to have rain. I actually traveled down to Neri, and I heard that there was a coffee shop, and I said, "Let me go and have coffee." And this is what they gave me: a full, a full cup of black coffee. Well, anyway, moving on to that, I was supposed to take a flight back from Lagos to Addis Ababa and then to Dubai. Something happened and we missed our flights coming from Lagos to Addis Ababa. So that meant that our flight from Addis Ababa to Dubai, we missed it. So Ethiopian Airlines were kind enough to give us lodging to spend the night in Addis Ababa. And this is my first time of entering into Addis Ababa. I have never entered into the city before, into the country and the city before. So it was really good to see another African country, especially in the east, northeast, right, of Africa. So it was really good to see the city, to enjoy the views, to see the nightlife, to see the vibe, feel the energy, and all the other things. I got to my hotel and, went up to my room, and exactly this is the window of my room. There is a train track right beside the window. Unfortunately, I can't remember whether any train ever passed. No, I didn't. I can't. I don't think I remember hearing a train pass. But it was just nice to be here. And then, of course, we went to get some food. Now, this is another thing I'm excited about every time I travel to a new place to test the food. I think this was spaghetti with some veggies. It was a spread actually. It wasn't a huge spread. It was just a buffet style basics. Some of the things I ate, I don't even know their name. I shall just know that they are food and they are edible. So I just went on to pick anything I want, and I felt like eating because the way I eat is if I get to a place where I don't really understand the food, what I do is just to look for something that makes sense to me. Thankfully, there are some food that are universal around the world. So, you can find rice, noodles, spaghetti, literally in every corner of the world. I'm guessing the difference will be how they cook it. When we got in the night before the airport from Lagos to Addis Ababa, only for us to discover that our flight from Addis Ababa to Sharjah had left. And what that meant was that we were on the other side of the airport at the departure for that flight, only for us to discover that that flight has left. And then they now start redirecting us to go back to the arrival desk. From there, go back to the customs point where you will now be processed for transit. And it was really annoying, because I would have thought that somebody would have been directed once that flight is landing at the airport. Somebody is, directing people. And guess what? My luggage didn't make it with me even on that next morning flight. My luggages didn't make it. So what that meant that I had to pick up my luggage like 2 days later, and a lot of things were spoiled inside the bag. It was a bit of a frustrating adventure, but I choose to see the good in it. I choose to see and enjoy the fact that I was able to get into Addis Ababa for the first time, and then, enjoy the food and the hospitality that was provided. So yeah, it was okay. This is us back at the departure lounge and then heading out to Dubai, and it was really, really nice to get here. Here we are boarded, and this brother is trying to make a call. When we are airborne, I was wondering what he was thinking. Maybe somebody didn't tell him that that's impossible. Anyways, thank you for listening to my vlog, and have a good day. Bye-bye.